what we want to do is we want to go ahead and blitz to and through the what they call it, the mentor factory. And then I want to touch base on the mentor factory real quick, and I'll go back to blitzing. But the mentor factory, guys, is it's going to be probably one of the best training events that well, first of all, it is going to be the best training event we've had here. It's a leadership training, but also more importantly, it's a skill set development training. So you'll have Mr. JC Rangel. He'll be training on solar in particular. You'll have Ed Ayala, who's an ex company owner and direct sales network marketing, but he was also the number two salesperson over in the company that JC came from. He's going to be training in Seoul as well. Mr. Navarro has his people for the water that's going to be trained. That's going to be training how to sell the water, and then you have people that's going to be training how to sell Ripple as well. So it's going to be a four-tier deal because when you back it up, I'm going to come through and I'm going to talk about basically the CEO game plan. So you'll have Mr. And this is kind of like, this is crazy because I started my blitz already. Found out yesterday that Mr. Pacheco is going to be doing, he's going to be announcing a company blitz. We'll already be ahead of that. So by about 30 days. Right? And so we'll already have the momentum. We'll already have the social proof blitzing for the company. And that's going to be a really strong deal. So again, just having foresight of what we need to do, that's going to put us in a good position. So we have all the month of September, October, November, and half of December. So we'll be blitzing from September now until December the 15th. And then we'll reconvene let's say January 20th. And then we'll go to April's event, because that's where our next big event is actually going to be. So we want to do two full-fledged blitzes to get this thing going. And so it's all about the numbers, guys, right now. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure we expose as many people as possible, as far as being a customer, if a person is a salesperson, and then we're going to expose as many people as possible as a person who's actually building. So, and we'll do them simultaneously, and people will pick, obviously what they want to focus on. So I want to kind of give you guys that. So when we're doing the calls, like today, we have Project 5,000, and basically these are builders. That call is going to happen twice a week. Okay, right now it's definitely happening on today at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. It'll be happening again Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and so Central Standard Time. So those are 2 days you don't have to worry about when it comes to, you already have it booked for this today and then the next week, and then we'll come with another plan as far as another time and next week. So Miss B and I'll be going to Cancun actually the 13th or the 16th. So I want to make sure we get as much damage done before we get away for the weekend. Let's see here. On Tuesdays, yeah, I'm still going to be presenting on Tuesdays as well with the company. And yeah, okay, so yeah, as far as, and I still will have time to do some lunch calls, but I have some group calls we're going to be doing for people who actually have small groups or small teams coming over. So that answers that question. All right, and so what we're going to do right now is this week, and I'll take a couple before we dive all the way in. I want to talk about the week that was, as far as like the people who are out there getting results. Give me about 60 seconds, guys, 30, 60 seconds on what you experienced this week. Give me some of those wins. And so I see Carla is up here. We'll go with Carla first. Come on, Miss Win.
Great morning, great morning. Thank you for allowing me to share. I had the bounty to listen to the replays of some of the D2Ds and learned so much with those this week. And I'm really proud of our team members who are actively involved, like Miss Coffee and Miss Sabrina, who are demonstrating their wins this week. And I was able to catch up with some people that been who have kind of ghosted me for a minute to find out what it is what is their pleasure. And one person basically told me that right now is not a good time for them to go solar. They decided that they weren't going to get their roofing done this year. And I broached the subject of, okay, well, and this person is also in real estate. And I said, I broached the subject of them, of reminding them that we also have the affiliate programs and the builder program, and talk to them from the business angle. And I'm going to have a follow-up conversation with them early next week. Thank you very much for allowing me to share.
Yeah, that business angle, guys, is very, very important. And yes, you'll find that the more and more professional you are, and more about business you are, as opposed to being about what sounds like network marketing. Because even though it's not network marketing, it's high ticket sales. A lot of you still come off as network marketers. Okay, and so you still have communication like network marketers. So let's make sure that we really do put ourselves in a position where people can see us in a manner that we want to be seen in. So, let's see here, Kyrie, you're next.
Good morning, fantastic morning, everybody. Yeah, actually, I'm just still running on the momentum from the day one event, and what I've discovered is that post that I shared that you tweaked, I've, I've shared that on social media, and I'm literally still following up, and I'm getting a lot of invites. I got a number of invites for the 1 o'clock. The call happening after this, the 1 o'clock call, 1 o'clock Eastern time call. So, and I got a couple of new affiliates. And I appreciate you for knocking out those very powerful three-way calls, Mr. Bean, as well as Mr. Alaka. Yeah, so I got a few things set up. Just got to bump a couple of folks off the fence. Appointments set up for this upcoming week, and looking to set up a few more appointments. So yeah, that looking for folks to, looking for leaders who would like to earn 4 to 5 figures a month by just uploading power bills. That post has been getting a lot of traction for social media, and I literally woke up this morning and I'm just inviting to the Zoom for later on today. So yeah, man, 90-day blitz, 90-day run. That's music to my ears, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So you guys think about the foundation, guys, of us putting 5,000 people in business in the next, 3 to 6 months, and what that actually does for the group. And the majority of you guys are on spillover legs, or you're creating spillover legs, one of the two. Either way, it doesn't matter. But the fact that you actually you'll have that power in 3 to 6 months to look up and have people who will be all through your groups that build a 500, build a 1,000, build a 2,000, build a 4,000. That's the thing, guys. And really and truly, it's about getting people to 6 to 5 figures a month right away. So, and right, if I'm you, I'm taking those from a standpoint of, okay, so if I'm launching somebody, what should my focus be? Right? My focus should be getting a person to 5 figures a month, right? Even if you're not at 5 figures a month right now, right? Your focus should be getting a person to five figures a month. Your focus should be, again, finding the people who are interested in doing that, and people who are committed to doing that, and plugging them in the system. The more and more people you find that you want to get to that in 3 to 6 months, next thing you know, you'll find out when you look up, you're at 5 figures a month. Okay? And then when you start helping people get closer and closer to it, you end up at 6 figures a year, and then next thing you know, 6 figures a month. And so that's how you actually start to compound, start to build. And so always working with the newest, always working with the hottest, and always put yourself in a position where when it comes to the newest and the hottest, you want to make sure that people who are coming in right now, you get them started right away, the right way. And don't let grass grow under their feet. Find out what their goals are, find out what their commitment is, and how many hours they're going to give a week to their business, and then work with that. Yeah. Don't fight people over time. If a person's willing to give you 10 hours a week, take it and maximize it. Just make sure that 10 hours a week is 10 hours a week in a full-time mentality, right? Because 10 hours a week is part-time, but you don't want them to work with a part-time mentality. You want them to work with a full-time mentality. Like they're getting out there grinding and they're putting everything they got in those 10 hours. Right? If there's 20 hours, take the 20 hours. But don't ask for 25 to give you 20, because what happens is when you get greedy with people's time, what ends up happening is instead of you getting the 20 hours a week, you get none. Right. And so again, you're going to need multiple, pods, multiple points of distribution when you're launching people. So don't try to get rich on one person. Get rich on your skill set, right? And that skill set is launching people, whether it be a micro launch, because everybody's not launchable. You help that person go through their list, and you help that person put some wins on the book, help that person get their first 4 so you won't have to pay no more. And next thing you know, you found somebody in that group that you can actually launch. Okay. And so then you launch through them. Right. And so, but the most important thing is you have to be grinding. You have to be working. Right. You have to go out there and set the example. You have to be plugging in. Okay. So appreciate that, Kyrie. And yeah, those are some great 3 ways we did. And keep them coming, bro. Keep them coming. Boudreaux.
Yes, sir. Good morning. So, to amplify what we say, and so, at the very beginning of all of this, you said go introduce yourself to 200 people and let them know you're in solar.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that don't sound like a lot. However, this week I got multiple phone calls just from doing that a while back. So, and they started, I put some things on Facebook. Next thing you know, I'm getting a call about solar. I'm getting a call about a build. I'm getting a call about our security system. So imagine doing that with 5,000 people. That, you know what I mean? So that's that whole thing right there is going to amplify 10 times on what we're doing. So now I'm getting phone calls back from 2 months ago, right? So that was my experience this week. It's been, look, this thing's rocking and rolling. I'm loving every minute of it, and I'm gonna love it all the way to the end. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. Coffee.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking my calls this week, Coach. Getting the 3 ways knocked out, crushing egos, people with ulterior motives. So thank you for that. Had some people who were quote unquote influential in their space and tried to come over with ill intentions, and Mr. Bean literally just cut their throat and just let them bleed out on their own. It was just like, wow. But I was excited about those conversations because it helped me to understand the type of people that I want within my organization. And they definitely are not the type of people that I want within my organization. So I appreciate you doing that, Coach. I also have my first water appointment for this week, and I'm super excited about that. Just sharing the information, getting people in. I brought in 7 affiliates, and 2 of them are going to be working, including Dion, the young lady you talked to the other day. She's compiling her list for us to go ahead and get her that referral fee. So thank you so much for doing that with me this week, Coach, and really helping me to see the bigger picture when it comes to partnerships and who we actually want within the organization. Thank you for allowing me to share.
No problem. And so going backwards with Dion, one, she seen the business weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, whatever it was, and then you got on a 3-way, and then right after that 3-way, she jumps on the presentation call that I did that night, right? That Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, whatever, Thursday night.
Yes, Thursday night.
And so again, guys, it's following up. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. If you go out there and do what Dale said, let everybody know that you're in solar, let everybody know you're in business now. You got water, solar, everything, Ripple, all this good stuff that we got going on right now. Again, 200 people, let them know right away. Expose them, because even if you expose them the wrong way, again, they're going to remember that you're in. And when they see you 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, they see you doing it the right way. They see you living your life different a little bit, got a little bit more. Got these vacations rolling, and different places buying different stuff. Next thing you know, they start seeing your consistency. Now all of a sudden they start believing in you and what you got your hands on, and they call you about your little thing. All right. And so just make sure you give them something to watch, and keep on following up with them in third person, right? And continue to send progress reports via friend, right? And so a lot of you guys have a lot of the same people in your same networks, and what's happening is you're seeing a lot of different people getting crossed up, okay? And so somebody's going to expose them at some point in time. But if you expose them first, and they see the value in doing business with you, especially if you've done a 3-way with me, guys, it's hard for somebody to steal them from you. So in other companies, again, you notice that, like, you end up going to a meeting one day, and the person that you invited ends up at that meeting. but they didn't end up at that particular meeting because you weren't the one that invited them to that one. You invited them to the opportunity some time ago, or you were going to invite them to the opportunity some time ago, but somebody else beat you to it, or somebody else followed up when you didn't follow through. And so again, that's making sure you're doing that follow through. Go ahead and massive exposure is going to be important to you. Sarah George. Oh, and one more thing, coffee. That was the because we've been having a lot of this. Matter of fact, we've had I know Silas had two different people because anytime you market online, you're gonna get some of those people who they feel like they can come in and kind of infiltrate your organization and they can vulture your group. They get in there and make money off of what you've already built. And a lot of those people can't build stuff on their own. And they're just looking for pockets of people to gain access to promote their business. And that's fine. Knock yourself out, but that's not how we do business. I literally tell people we do a lot of business with people who do business with us. And Mr. Navarro he's on the same page with me. So, and JC's on the same page with me. So if you're not in the business within a network and you're not putting in bills and stuff like that, yeah, we don't need your product and service. Because the same product or service you pitching, we can find that from somebody else who's in the network already, or somebody else who's coming to the network. We just don't need your product and service now because you're not providing service, to any of our people from a standpoint of you offering it to it. So if you're not in the business on the builders pack and you're not building and grinding with us, with that white labeling thing, you can go ahead and kill that. So I've now shut that down twice with coffee. I shut that down twice with two of Silas people. And I forgot who the other person. It was another person that is just, but that's what it is. It just means that you guys are doing something right. You guys are edifying right. People just have their own agendas. And so, but you just have to have your backbone, your spine to let a person know what it is and what it ain't. And so I wish you well in what you do. But, right now, if you're not a part of this business, you're not building with us, where we can evaluate your commitment to us, we're not doing business with you. And I tell them that, what I'm saying? So keep it pushing, and keep knocking it out. Congratulations. Sarah George.
Hi guys. Thank you for
Hey.
that speak, Mr. B. I have two things to share from this week where I feel like it was like a really big win for me. One was that installation that I was waiting on for months. I finally finished installation yesterday. And then being there was amazing because when I was signing him as a client, I actually knocked on his door with someone else who was training me. So I didn't think that I really deserved that sale. So I was kind of beating myself up through that process. But then when I sat there and I talked to him, he was like, I had 5 people talk to me about solar. I never would have went solar if you weren't knocking on my door. I went to his house 4 times after his first meeting with Hans. And I was like, I need this from you. I need you to sign this. I need you to do that. And he was like, you can stop coming to my house and you can just, and I was like, okay, I will do that. And so then that was a really good win for me. And then another thing that happened was I was driving out the neighborhood and I saw 2 Vivint guys standing in front of one of the neighbor's doors. And typically I'm not gonna just drive off, park the car, and then go walk to random people. But then I was like, you know what? I might as well. So then I parked the car and I walked to these 2 Vivint guys and I approached them. I was like, hey, you guys do solar and stuff like that. I was talking to them. Turns out one guy, the manager, was training somebody. And then I said, do you guys do solar? You bring solar clients? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, how much do you guys get paid? They're like, we get a flat fee of $800 each installation. I was like, what? They're like, how much are you making from that? I was like, 14,000. And the manager gave me his phone number. And the only reason I didn't get both phone numbers, because the guy who's training was like, I can't lose this job, so I can't give you my phone number right now. But that was 2 wins for me. And just to say, these Vivint guys, just go after them because they're only getting paid $800 flat out.
That's what I'm talking about. So you learn something new every day. And so, matter of fact, you're the person who brought the HOA idea to the group. And just keep on bringing ideas to the group. Keep on bringing ideas to the group. All right. And so, and Kyrie, like Kyrie said, the post that he put on Facebook has been getting them a ton of leverage, and some other people have been getting it as well. I know Coffee's got some. I got a couple. I got one actually for the 2 that I got, because when I post something like that, everybody know what it is already. So it's like, yeah, they know me. I didn't hit them up. So but I got two people. I still end up getting two people. And one was actually an old military buddy, and he's trying to change careers, his he's been in telecommunications for years, climbing up on poles and all this other stuff, and he 50 something. And so he's done. Like his body says, there's no mas, no mas. So he's got to do something different. He's got to learn something different. And we had a really good conversation for about an hour. We caught up and coming to Houston in 2 weeks. And so we're going to sit down and chat it up, but he'll be in the business before then. So the other one flamed out. But for me, that video I gave y'all, when you have a conversation with him, like Kyrie, they get in, he inboxes them. They say, give me a call. Let's jump on a call real quick. They talk real quick. And then he give them the presentation that I did the other night. And that weeds them out, or that creates the interest or determines the interest. Or he gets them on a call that day if it's a live call that day. Either way, he puts them through that process. Boom, inbox, call me, let's jump on the call. Boom, get exposure, and then three-way. And so he's hammering out that process. Okay, you got to trust the process. But that's actually working though. But go ahead, Idris, Mr.
Yes,
Lock.
sir. Good morning to everyone. Flat out excited. Extremely busy week this week, and a lot of different consultations in and out. But yeah, it was great, kind of like just speaking with a few people on the team and understanding and really understanding why they're doing this business. Trying to changing it from just a transactional relationship to the reasons why, people are trying to make extra money on the side, close some of these deals, help some of these homeowners with their electric bills. So that was very insightful for me personally, helping some people on the team. That was real great. And we should definitely have some deals coming through the pipeline. So I can't wait for that. In addition to that, also, due to the rain call that we had, I believe last week or so, we have about 3 people on the team who are looking to get rain for their own homes, and some family members. So that's definitely great. Also for the Mentor Factory that you mentioned, I personally bought 6 tickets. So I'm being a little bit more aggressive this time around when getting people out. Probably gonna get another 5. So the goal overall is 20, and we're moving people out there because I know the training is gonna be definitely amazing. And also just the VIP lounge, the builders lounge. Once again, this is something we used to do in the company with some of the Grant Cardone trainings, and we used to listen to it early in the morning. And what it does is it really just prepares your mindset for the day that you're about to have, right? So that's kind of like that's kind of the mode I got back into when I started listening to the trainings, throughout this week, and they're extremely impactful, extremely valuable, and I just appreciate you for putting that in place.
For sure. I appreciate that, bro. First of all, I appreciate you, helping everybody in the group because again, a lot of people have been getting amazing feedback, from working with you, and I knew they would. I mean, was not the dudes just like the king of solar, you know what I'm saying? And then they like the king of New York. So if you got any deals, don't nothing happen in New York. My man, you feel me? Now, but now he is the guy though. So he's the only person in the company when it comes to New York that he's our tunnel. He was our guy. Remember, we're not in solar in all of New York, right? We're in solar through Idris and our partnership right now with the company that he's with. So if you got New York deals, let's get those Idris. Also, again, those Grant Cardone calls, guys, again, I know exactly what they do to people. I've seen people transform literally right in front of my very eyes, overtime, role playing, going into these modules and learning everything, going into these calls, listening to these calls, and they're finding out that that light is coming on. So you know what? That's what I've been doing to kill my money. You know what? I could be doing that a little bit different. You know what? I already do that. I just don't do it the way they do it, and I don't do it on purpose. Now I need to. Now I know how to set it up. And it's like the whole entire process, right? That you guys are going through. You're learning from how to set an appointment up, make sure the person shows up, make sure they show up with the right frame of mind, make sure they showed up with all the decision makers, making sure you know how to try close, pitch it, and everything else, and reclose, and it's teaching you all of this stuff. And so the good thing about it is you don't have to pay for it. you already, again, it's a part of your $99 a month, membership. So you get everything the company gives you plus what we got, for you. That's what it's always about, more and more, adding more and more value, to put a person in a position that once they actually get started and they see this value, there's no way you can stop when you're learning like that, when you're growing like that, when you're developing like that. So appreciate you, Idris, bringing a lot of value to the family, bro. Let's see here. Speaking of Grant Cardone, Angel.
Yes, sir. I raised my hand when you're like, I see people change. You're like, that's me over there. So thank you so much, sir. This week has been amazing. Went back to my networking. Before I would do like 2 networkings a day, but now I'm able to do one. Well, I did 3 this week, and I still have my pipeline is really full. So I love that. But I'm able to now like follow up with a lot of people on doing one-on-ones. So I'm super excited because these people are already networking. So it's not something that is extra on their part to just add what we have. And so they're really excited to add like a solar division to what they're already doing. But now that solar division has turned into home services, including alkaline water. And so they're even more excited about that. So
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm going to just say right now, Mrs. Dean, she's getting more and more excited about it. She's learning more and more. She's also helping them define the process they got going on. They're eliminating some stuff. And so they're going through a whole entire process. And her, Ovi, and all of the people who are working behind the scenes, they grind it. And they really are working on putting the best product out there, from marketing to installation. And so I'm excited about it because, again, all the people who we talked about who wasn't feeling solar, they're feeling something now. But again, if you didn't go expose them, and this is what I tell you guys about, exposing people. If you expose a person when all you have is solar, right? When you get something new, you have a reason to go back to them. You got a reason to go back and follow up with them. Okay. So now if you brand, like if you say, I've been in the business for 6 months, 9 months, whatever it's been, and all of a sudden I'm excited. Now I'm ready to wake up and go and tell the world that I'm in build. And all of a sudden you go tell the world you're in build. Now you got to talk about everything at one time. Right? We got solar, we got water, we got Ripple, and then we got the subs, and we got. They like, man, y'all got a whole lot going on. But if you turn that thing in, if you notice how when people saw it, it was just solar, right? And we were just about to kill solar, and all of a sudden the water showed up. We heard about we leaked the water. We leaked the water like it was a sex tape. Well, I'll tell you, it got out there fast. It was crazy. So that hit, and then next thing you know, the Ripple came at the event and blew everybody away. It's layered in, and the people who were here in the process, the people who you were exposing to all the way through that process, now they see these people are growing. They see the growth. They don't see that boom, you hit them right there first day. They got everything. They see the progression in it, right? And so don't rob people of the progression. Expose people right now because new stuff is coming as well. But benefits right now, the people who did go out and expose, now you're starting to see just how important it was for you to go out there and expose before we had water and before. All right. All right. Lando.
Also, sir, can I add something? So
Yeah.
I am also working with the hottest and the newest, like you said. So the team is growing pretty well. We have a lot of people that are coming in on Julie's and Sabrina's team. They're very, very hot right now. So kudos to them. And also I am, like you were saying, when I was listening to the calls this week, I was like, we need to do role plays during the weekday like we used to in the days. So I'm gonna open up a role play session. So if everyone would like to role play during the weekday, I'm thinking of doing it on Tuesday, Tuesday right before the 7 o'clock call.
Okay. Awesome. Let me know, and then what I'll do is I can probably have it on here on one of our Zoom lines for you, and that way you can get it knocked out, and then everybody will be able to participate on main line, and And guys, I'll tell you, when you role play with Angel, she's gonna take you through it. Like I said, when I say she ain't gonna drag you, when I say take you through the process, she's gonna make sure you learn it. All right, I don't want you to be scared to get on that. It's gonna be fun. So she's really good at what she does. All right, and so and also Brenda, I know Brenda, Brenda's on here as well. But Bree, I'm gonna be adding you to the 2020 group. You got the numbers you guys have been putting up has been fantastic. So.
Awesome.
All right. The activity is very, but guys, when you guys are putting up activities, you're presenting and presenting and presenting, exposing, it's the 2020 accountability group. All right. And so we need builders in there. And so again, I've been pulling people out and been putting people in because again, it's a builder's, place to be, what I'm saying? So when you want to launch these groups, we want those people who are doing their accountability numbers every day, and those accountability numbers are growing and looking good every day. Again, we'll make sure that we have the right people in that group. And again, remember, that's just less than 40 people in that group for the whole entire company. So it's like the Navy SEALs for the company. All right. And the people who are in that group are very competitive, not necessarily against each other, but they don't want to be at the bottom having horrible numbers when everybody else has got the fire numbers. And so, but I appreciate you, Angel. And we'll get back with me on the days once you solidify those days that you want to do that and those times. Let me know. All right. Now we got Landon.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. I want to piggyback off of Angel. And it was what I was going to speak about, which is just the culture that we're building. And, Mr. Bean, I knew you were always a culture king. I knew that, back in some of the old companies, but just to be a part of it, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who participated this week. I mean, it's really grown me, right? It's pushing me to go out there and get results for you all as well, right? And I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. I mean, everyone who was participating, I mean, they're just firing off, excited, ready to go. And I can't wait for everyone to get those results, right? Because when the team wins, we all win, right?
Yeah.
So even looking at Project 5,000, can you imagine, popping deals and we're posting that on social media, what that would look like? Because when you say, oh man, my team is grown, we've had 100 deals on our team. They don't know if you brought those people in or not. It's just a community win, right? So, and also just going off my own ads, I was able to get three customers, potential customers. Idris, I'm gonna put them in front of you, brother. When we start calling you Go, so you're gonna have a few different names since you're out there in New York. But I'm excited about that. Also, Raphael had some great responses based off of your presentation. So kudos to you. And kudos just again to everybody on this team who's taking action. Again, you're pushing me as a project manager, and I can't wait to see all the results and the success that you all have. Well, appreciate you, Mr. Bean. Appreciate your wife. Appreciate everyone here.
Well, I appreciate that. And guys, you talking about plugging into system? You don't have to plug into everything. Plug into what you need. Plug into what helps you. Like for me, y'all heard me from stage. What I say? Well, we got a commercial call. I've been on it once. It was a great call, but I probably won't ever be on it again because I'm not selling commercial. Same thing about door to door. I'm not a door to door guy. I might get on there, spill a nugget or two, or rip off somebody's conversation. But I'm not going to get on there and go learn how to knock on the door. But we got door knockers for that. People who love to do door knocking. I have no business being on that call if I have no idea. I need to be on the business side of it. I need to be on the growing side of it. I need to be on the still learning solar side of it. But I'm not on everything. I'm on exactly what I need to be on. I'm always on the Millionaire Mentorship call, whether I'm doing it or not. I'm always on this call, whether I'm doing it or not. I'm always on the 12 o'clock call on Mondays, unless I have an actual appointment or something. I'm always on that call, or I always go back and watch it because it's in the Facebook group. But I'm always on the things that I really need to be on that get me closer to my goals. I'm not on a lot of extra stuff. Like I've watched the water video twice, and it's not because I don't care about it. It's because right now I got to build with y'all. I project 5,000. I got to work on this presentation and continue to define the presentation and get it honed down. And so now you'll start to see the company's presentation change as well because I gave them a couple of more ideas, to use. And so, but that's what I need to be focusing on, growing the group, making sure everybody's on subscriptions and make sure there's value with it. And so you got other people who are specializing in other things. Specialize what you specialize in. Focus on those things and grow those areas. All right. Let's see here. One of the things is before we get into it, while we're on this, speaking of growing groups, before I call on Dr. Orlean, I like the fact that Atlanta, your group is growing. Everybody, we had a group meeting with you and your boys. Everybody's fired up. Everybody's out there sniping people. As a matter of fact, it's funny because I got a call from one of my guys who's in another company, and Raphael and one of his guys, Jabari, they got the same. They got the same friend. And the crazy part about it is, when Jabari called my guy, who was one of my personals, uh, he was like, "Hey man, yeah, I put you in Jabari. I told Jabari about what's going on and what you got going on, and he's like, yeah, I should have called Jabari. I should have called Jabari. And he's like, but Raphael is a good dude. He's like, Raphael's a good dude. I've been knowing Raphael for a long time, and I've been knowing Jabari for a long time. He said, yeah, but I should have called Jabari and slid Jabari in there because they're gonna get in there and grind. Him and Raphael gonna get in there and grind. So, but y'all don't know. I'm telling you, there's 6 degrees of separation. Everybody know your people. They ain't your people. And I'm gonna just say, I don't know if it was that call or if it was the day one event, for Raphael or whatever, but he out here getting it in. He out here grinding. He out here making phone calls. He out here, making sure he covers territory. But regardless, it's people who are coming in as you don't know who they are. You got to get in before they get in, because let me share something with y'all. Everybody who's in this group is in my group. Now watch this. There were probably about 1,000 people in this company before I got here. At least 1,000. And some. Which means that half of those people, there's 500 to 600 people, 700 people probably above me or in the lineage on my side. Which means that if they really understood what was going on and they really understood what they had their hands on, and they had all this volume coming in from all of y'all, somebody would be sitting at builder, 8,000 right now, exec 15, whatever they'd be at some numbers if they knew anything about this compensation plan. Like I couldn't wake up one day and realize, these numbers was up under me and I'm not gonna build my other side. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have people like that coming in y'all's group, or y'all have access to people like that that won't come in your group because you won't go open your mouth. I'm just telling you, we're about to make some smart person rich. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna do a little work to get the rest of it. But they won't have to do half of it. And they motivated. They're definitely motivated to go do the rest. You know what I mean? If they wake up and smell the coffee. So imagine having a residual income book of business, right? Because overflow counts. Because a dual team, you not go and you just put everybody in their mama. I'm spending thousands of dollars on marketing and advertising. I'm about to run that. I am about to run that other leg to Haiti. Straight up. It's going all the way down, like down, down, down. I'm putting everything I got in it. And so, because I got to catch up with that money. And so now you got to create that same exact experience for somebody who's above you, some unsuspecting person that wakes up one morning and sees, like, who the heck is Raphael? Who is this Jabari dude? Who Idris? Hold on. Man, these folk is like Sarah. Oh man, these people got all these people in here. Yeah, you gotta make a person wake up one morning and realize that they in business, or they're supposed to be. Right. And so that's the thing for me. The person asked me, where your power leg at? Both my legs powerful. I don't play like that. It's like both my legs powerful because I'm the one building it. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter where I put you, wherever I put you, I'm still gonna be putting people beneath you. So get in before I put in the next person. Right? And so posture, power. But this one thing you should have right now, you should write this down. And we used to do this on calendars, and I'm looking at creating a flow chart for this. Your top 10. Everybody should have a top 10. Okay. When you look at the residual subscription model that pays you up to 250,000 people, $250,000 per month, you can't get to $250,000 a month with 2 people. Because at some point in time, you got to have 2 on each side, 3 on each side, 4 on each side, 5 on each side, right? To max out, you got to have a max. So why not go get at least a 10 right now? Okay. So everybody don't go in that circle. And that circle is mostly in pencil, right? Like, so you got those 10 circles up top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got a line in the middle of the 5 and 5, 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Who you have over here that you're working with? Who you have over here that you're working with? Who's the newest over here that's actually giving you the heat, that's giving you the list, who's out here grinding, who's out here inviting, who's over here is the hottest, who's over here doing presentations, who's doing their own events, who's doing their own meetings, they over here doing shows, they're over here doing booths. Who and then you got 10, right? And so if you don't have one, you got 10 circles. And when you write those circles down, so I used to have a drawing sketch pad, and I would go get me a sketch pad, and I would put my circles on top, of my paper, but I would put my goal on top of those 10 circles. So what that would be like in this situation, it would be Project 5,000, right? And so you can do Project 500. If you can't see 5,000 right now, put 500. It's fine. You got to start somewhere, right? But remember, the most powerful thing is when you do Project 500 and all of a sudden, you got 10 people up top, right? And you pretty much, you got these 10 people who you're going to be working with. Now, as you're recruiting people, you're putting people in those circles. And if they're not doing anything, you're replacing them. At some point in time, everybody's got to have their 4. You know what I'm saying? You're working with people who got their 4. Next thing you know, these people are helping their people get their 4s. You got people trying to be builder 500s over here, builder 500s over here, builder 1,000 over here. And so you're working with all these people. And next thing you know, when you hit when you have 500 people, right? Because remember, it's Project 500. You're putting 500 people in business in 3 months to 6 months, 3 months at the earliest, for most people on the average, and 6 months at the latest. This is what happens. You become a 6-figure a year earner, right? You become a 5-figure a month earner, right? So when you look at that math, when you look at it, let me show you something. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. Because this is where the rubber meets the road here, right here. This is what understanding. So when I go in the lab, I go in the lab. When I look at a compensation plan, I look at a compensation plan. And I don't be playing. 1 second here. I can do it on this one. There we go. Slideshow. Let's share this whole thing. Oh, this thing trying to freeze on me. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. I think that's what it was. There we go. Okay. All right. So y'all can see that, right? Okay, good. So build a 500. So you do good math, right? Half of 500 is 250. So 240 and 240 is build 8,000. 240 and 240 is builder 8,000, right? So when you look at these numbers, guys, you find 10 people, 5 on the left, 5 on the right, who want to be builder 500, right? That means they got to go find 20 people. 10 on the left, 10 on the right, 20. I mean, they're going to average about 25 or more once they get there. So you don't have to worry about that. But you find 10 people who want to be builder 500, 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Now you got 25 people, 20, 40 people on the left, 20, 40 people on the right, right? Basically 500 people. That's $8,000 a month. And that's a 5-figure income. Somebody says 4-figure income. Nope. Remember, it's not a 4-figure income. It's a 5-figure income because you can't get, like I said, on the way to build 8,000, you got to build a 500. So you got to build a 1,000. You got to build a 2,000. You got to build a 4,000, which means that you got 20% check matches on first generation, 10% on the second, 5% on the third, and so on. So the matching bonuses puts you at 5 figures a month. Okay. So imagine getting somebody in. And this is the thing I want y'all to, and new people, pay attention to what I'm about to say, because your stories, when it comes to your first 30 days, that's one of the most important stories that you have. And some of you are beyond your first 30 days. So now you got to find other people to get 30-day stories through. Okay. But everything you do in your first 30 days, you want to be duplicated or you don't. If you do anything, you don't want it to be duplicated. If you did a whole lot, you do. Okay. And if you didn't do a whole lot, the next person you get, help them do a whole lot. So you can say, hey, I helped this person do this in their first 30 days. They become a part of your resume. Right. But imagine helping somebody get to 6 figures a year. Imagine helping somebody get to 5 figures a month. Right. They're getting to 5 figures a month in 3 to 6 months. Think about that story. Think about helping somebody get 10 grand a month residually. That's not network marketing stuff. That's not something that's being done out there. So when you help 10 people get to build a 500, that puts you in a position where you were at build a 8,000, you got there now. And so imagine, hey, this is what I was able to do in 3 months or 6 months if you've been in for a little while. Or you know what? Let's say this is your 6 months. You just get started. All right. So you know what? Yeah, I held a position to do nothing, and I was just seeing if this thing was gonna work or not. And I saw everybody's kicking in a high gear. So I started building, and 3 months later, I'm at 5 figures. Or 6 months later, here it is. I'm at 5 figures a month, and I was never able to do that in network marketing. Y'all don't know how solid a testimony it is, how big a story that is. So that's why I said build a 5,000. For me, it's just helping 10 people, right? Helping 10 people, put 500 people in business in 90 days. You got to get me 5,000 people. Okay. And so when they look at 5,000 people, that's executive 55s. That's 55 grand a month. So that puts me back at what Organo took from me, the company that took from me. So for me, like I said, I have goals. Like when I tell you I blueprint specific things for specific reasons, like some of you should see your mortgage on there. If you saw your mortgage being replaced on here, you do something about it. If you can internalize that $2,000 a month as to your husband's car payment and your car payment, right? And maybe a little trip, 3 months, 6 months down from month, that's you work a little bit harder at that. And so when it comes to you guys doing game plans with people, make sure you're using this, as a means to give them the answer to the thing that they have a vision for. So I can't get $250,000 a month until I get $55,000 a month first, but I have to have a reason to get to 55,000, and that's to make sure that I get back everything they took from me. Okay? And so at that point in time, now it's just doing it again. I just know over a period of time, everybody's going to continue to grow, because those 500 people, those 10 people who just got 500 people in their group who's at build at 8,000, right? I got 10 people who are making 5 figures a month now in my portfolio in different places around the world. And they can be in the same leg of business. I don't care. But the fact that I can say that, that's an amazing thing, because people are looking for a place to go, and they're going where people can produce. They're tying themselves to people who actually have their answers and not their problems, right? They're tired of people who are, they're tired of people being pitching them on what can happen, and everybody falls through and they have nothing to offer. They don't have the platform to offer it on. They get there and figure out it's been smoke and mirrors. Everything we tell people we have. Okay. The only thing that hedges on whether they actually are successful or not is what you do as a leader when they come in. But this chart right here, guys, needs to be your best friend. It's got to be like that one. It's got to be your best friend, because when solar goes from 95% available to 70, then to 60, then to 50, because y'all know 5 years coming from now, right? 7 years coming from now, and get down to 20%, and you 5 years older, right? And now all of a sudden you see the market drying up, and you're trying to figure out what's next. Well, you're in a company that basically you could, in 5 years from now, you could have been at $250,000 a month, 5 years later, but you were so focused on the solar, you were so focused on the water. So that's okay for right now, but you got to learn how to, again, the definition of genius is what? Being able to do two things at one time very well. So you got to learn how to, one, Get yourself in a position where you can sell what you came to sell. That's fine. Make your money, pay your bills, pay your mortgage, do that stuff, and get those sales and put them in a Telegram group. All right. Okay. But learn how to build your passive residual income on the side. Right. And it should be so smooth that they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening, because sometimes when you tell a person what's happening, because they don't understand it, they fight it. Right. So sometimes you got to help them in third person, if you know what I mean. None of us knew Jeff Bezos was going to be who he is today when he started selling them books and start selling those videos. Right. And most people don't even know why he started with books and videos. He started with books and videos so he can find out how people think and what people want, and how, when it comes to what he can sell them later on. And the more books they bought, that's when he started finding the products, and he started selling it. Next thing you know, you got to ask yourself, when last time I actually bought a book or a video on Amazon? Right. And you got to think about the subscription model, going back to the subscription model. This dude overrides 200, let that sink in. This dude overrides 200 million subscriptions. Okay. The owner of Netflix overrides 260 million. The owner of Spotify overrides 239 million. And it's crazy because Spotify has over 600 million active, but they have 239 million on lock. That boomerang money, that reliable, countable money. Right? And so HBO, 100 million, you got to ask, what's my number? What's my sweet spot? Is it 20,000 where I get $250,000 a month? What's my sweet spot? I mean, what do I need to do to get that? Because it's not if I can do it, it's if you're willing to do the work to do it right now over an extended period of time consistently. And you'll see it'll pop up for you. It'll start to make sense to you. You'll start to get it, and you'll start to crush it. Dr. Arlene.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for creating this platform and this environment that we can thrive and we can grow in. I'm going to start with some of the wins this week. I used the Kyrie post, and I had 8 prospects tagged on there. Got 1 affiliate out of that, and had 2 come out actually to the op meeting. Said they weren't interested. Said okay, fine. Working on them being affiliates. So every little bit counts. And being in the environment counts, because if I wasn't in the environment, if I wasn't in the training, I would not have heard about the post. I would not have been exposed to the post. And if I didn't put some application behind that, I would not be able to progress and to grow. So that's one win. Then to have an installation. And then it dawned on me, matter of fact, Sarah said it. She said, I just earned five figures. And I said, you're absolutely right. You just earned 5 figures in a month. I did assist in that, didn't I? Wow. But not only that, I get an override. So, right. Hey, that works on me. So I'm understanding overrides even more now, because I'm beginning to get some. So it's exciting on that one. And then subs, because I also earn on the subscriptions as well. So those are some of the wins that I had this week. And then I really have to say, process, system, events, because time is of essence. So I found out, I started this week scheduling my posts, getting that process in place. Thank you very much. Appreciate Landon, because that is another time process efficient way of prospecting. So thank you very much for opening that up. And then being at all the different events and hearing Millionaire Mindset, even though we didn't have it, Millionaire Mindset, all of those environments, they're helping me to grow into a bona fide businesswoman, because I just want to say thank you. My heart is full of gratitude for each and every person on here, because this team just contributes and they give, and that's because you and Mrs. Bean give over and over and over again. So thank you.
Yeah, that money hit different when it's in your back office. Yeah, I'm just saying. It don't matter how much we coach. I want to try to tell people like, hey, teach me the compensation plan. No, put some people in the system so the compensation plan will teach you. So you trying to learn the compensation plan where you got all these zeros back there. Yeah, go put some people in the business and see what you get paid for. See what populates and see what doesn't. See what stays the same, see what doesn't. And then see what happens when you go put some more people in there, help them put some people in, and then you can figure out how it pays out down in depth. You can figure out how it pays down to infinity. Yeah, that's how you learn the compensation plan. The smartest thing a man ever taught me in life was when it came to compensation plans, go put some people in the system and see how it works. Because by theory, we all can explain a compensation plan, but by activity, right? That's how we master it. And so that's why when it comes down, when it's all said and done, when I start seeing things pop and I start seeing flow and where it flowed, but I also saw what a bottleneck was. The bottleneck for the whole entire company was the memberships. And so I'm like, oh, hold on, we're putting people in, but you know, these numbers, this math ain't mathing. And I got to keep reminding myself, this is not network marketing where people have to do all those shifts, right? And so I'm like, this is a whole new animal. And so it took me probably about 2 months to figure this out. And so I'm like, and it just hit me. But they've been in the company forever. They didn't even know. They had a great compensation plan, but they didn't know how to work it, right? And so that's why that weekend, that big event weekend was so big for the company, not just for the people in it. It was big for the owners. Right? Because they're great at what they do. They're special. All of them have their strengths and that they bring to the table, resources that they bring to the table. And so, but just sitting there at the table, they've never had anybody be able to articulate it that way in a manner where they can really see how big this thing really is to be, and where they were actually losing money. So if they lose money as a company, you will lose money as a district. You have a team when after the event, how many years your subscription numbers went up, right? So that's how that works. You know, so it was a ripple effect across the company, and it's still going right now today. It's going to continue to grow right now today. So that's huge. But yeah, Doc, when you see those overrides kick in too from your personals, oh man, when I tell Sarah's name in all of my stories. See, in my presentations, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Sarah, I'm gonna make some money on your name. I don't know how much money you're making on your name and your story, but I'm gonna make some money on your story. All right. So I'm just telling you, story, you can use anybody's story. Yeah, all y'all know Sarah. You know what I'm saying? All y'all should be using Sarah's story. If somebody's got a hot story and it's a story that's duplicatable, I mean, it's like it's something to give somebody social proof and something to give somebody hope. Use their stories. Right? Use their stories. All right. Laura Johnson.
Great morning, everyone. Well, Mr. Bean, I am always so excited to be a part of your team because when you talk money, it's like really sexy. It gets really exciting when you talk money because the way you explain it is just right on point. And, let's be for real. The reason we came here was to get paid, right? The reason we came was to get paid so that we could build our life dreams, right? So when you explain it and you break it down to that point, it just becomes so real on how we have to do it. And so I appreciate you and Mrs. Bean so much for that because it's all about the leadership. It's all about you as our leader and us submitting ourselves to our leadership. We're a bunch of grown people. We're a volunteer army, right? But, sometimes grown people think we grown and we don't need to listen to nobody, but we really need to listen to somebody. We need to put away our own egos and listen to somebody because Mr. Bean is only taking us to the right place. And so, I'm just so excited about following your leadership. And like Landon said, the culture, you're the culture king. And the culture here is winning in unity. Mr. Bean, you only show us how to win together. You leave people behind if they don't do nothing. But if they do something, you're not leaving nobody behind. So we all have the ability to win here. So, that's super exciting. And so I just want to let you know that I am relaunching my business today. Everybody that was here before, if they reach out to me, that'll be fine. But I'm going for the hottest, the newest, and I'm excited for what's about to happen. And so the final thing I want to say is about wins. When we do the work, we get paid. All right. So, I've been doing the work. I've gotten a couple of installs, and I just want to let people know that the payment system with Bill is good. It's smooth, and it happens. They drop your funds in your bank, and they send you an email to tell you that it's there. So that was my big win. I got an M2 payment yesterday. And so I'm super excited about that 4 figures that dropped in my bank yesterday. So thank you for allowing me to share, Mr. Beam. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Y'all, yeah, if y'all don't understand personality traits, that wasn't supposed to happen. Laura's green. She's analytical, right? And so when you see somebody that fired up, somebody that hyped, somebody that she better run through a wall. And normally a blue person talking like that or a red person talking like that. You know what I'm saying? And so to have a green come through here like that, guys, I mean that's it for me, right? So that's some good stuff. Let me tell you. So Laura, I mean, really, this is, and that's the thing. The key about it is this: everybody's got to listen to somebody, right? And so that's the thing I learned from when I adopted my mentor, the ones I had my longest standing relationship with, and the ones that made the biggest impact in my life. You know, I told them on set at this point in time in my life, I really don't have a whole lot of time to waste for nothing. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my ego in a box, and when I make my millions, you can get it back. But until then, you're expert in this. I'm not. I'm an expert in real estate. You're expert in network marketing and building teams and making millionaires. So, me personally, here I am. And if anything go wrong, it's gonna be your fault because I'm gonna do it right. And I'm gonna do it right twice, 2 times over. So, but it's just me being able to submit. Like it's submission is very, very important in life, period, in general, right? And so when you look at that word understand, and you break that word down and separate it, and you flip it around, it says stand under. And basically, again, I tell people this all the time: you are going to end up in life in direct proportion to the people who you stand under, the people who you learn from, the people who are your coaches, your mentors, people who you follow. So, for me, coming into the company, I know business. I don't know solar. So JC is my solar mentor, right? That's he's my guy. Everything solar. He just to tell you, like I came in, I recorded everything, every call he did, I was on. Every training he just did, I was on because I didn't know anything. And I don't have an ego. When it comes to that, that's gonna stand away of my money. Edging goes out. You can't have a huge ego and have a huge bank account at the same time. And so when it's lights, cameras, and action, I got people. I'm doing 3 ways with Idris and I'm sorry with JC and with Wences and with Mr. Pacheco. And when I'm on them calls, man, look, it's literally Mister. Because again, this for me, I don't care anything about it. It's I'm showing the person who I got on the call who that person is to me. I don't care who you think you are to me or how much value you think you have in my life, because you're not in the business right now. You have zero value in my life, right? And so the person who owns this company, I just put you on the phone with, and the person is giving me an opportunity to put my family in a position where I can make $250,000 a month. That's Mister. I'm 53 years old. I'll be 53 years old next month. When I'm 60, I'll be rich and he'll be Mister. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I have an understanding. I'm very, very secure with me and my manhood and who I am. And so for me, I understand lights, cameras, and action. I understand there's a friendship moment when it's JC. Then there's a business moment when it's Mr. Rangel, right? And so when it comes to that the 3 ways and lifelines, now when we're in the office, we're having our conversation as business people and principals and leaders, and then we're on first name basis. But when I'm in the street and I'm out here and pubbing these people, man, look, I need them to respect the people who's going to be leading this company. So if you're coming in off the streets, I can't show you more respect than the person who owns the company or the person who's helping them. That's backwards, and that's why a lot of people lose, right? And so some people have, I got this networker, and you give this person all their accolades. You talk about everything this person had done under the sun from the time they took the nipple out their mouth to the time they made their last million. You basically, you even told your upline senior partner, whatever you want to call them, everything about this person. And then when it comes time for you to edify, the senior partner who's actually going to work for you, to that individual, it's trash. Let's call it what it is. It's not you. You didn't prepare. You don't understand the edification process. You really didn't, and truly, you didn't like. You don't respect that person enough to sit down and think about what to say about an individual who's going to work for you, right? That's one thing I've always had. I understand if that's one thing that always made me the most money. I always empower the people to go to work for me. That went to work for me, and so That's the thing. That's why right now, when it comes to conversations, I'm SB, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's not a Mr. thing with me. And y'all already know that this it's not my money, it's yours. So if it ain't Mr., it's SB. It's just something that you got to put me in a position. Don't call me, but when you're on the phone with clients, introduce me. You can say, this is VP of Sales, Samuel Bean, and then, hey, SB, this is, you can transition it. And as we having a conversation, however you want to do it, where you feel comfortable, that's fine. But I don't like I would use a person's first name, guys, because I don't want, if I got, Precious coming online with Jabari, and Jabari is my senior partner, I'm not going to call him, I'll call him JC, you know what I'm saying, his initials. But JC is my senior partner. This is a person who's got boom, boom, boom. He's been in the industry for a while. He's doing all these things, and he's coming to the company, ripping it up, and he's the one who's helping me. And so, JC or Mr. Courtney, whatever I feel like calling, whatever is appropriate at the time, here's coffee. Coffee is JC or Mr. Courtney. Either way, I'm not going to call him Jabari. I don't want her to get comfortable calling him Jabari, because now he can't help her, because she thinks at this point in time they have a casual relationship, they have a casual conversation, and now anytime he's trying to teach her anything, anytime he's trying to coach her and mentor on anything, she's looking at a person who she feels like was on her level, and he is basically not her friend, but still somebody that she's casual with. And you can't coach a casual person, a person who doesn't have any respect for you and what you're about to do for them. So that relationship is ruined. That opportunity is ruined. So now, in order for me to help Coffee, because it's not helping Jabari. He's already in. He's already winning. I'm in his team, right? So it's not helping him. It's helping her. So in order for me to help her, after I messed that up, now I got to go bring Landon in. I got to do it all right now in front of her face with somebody totally different, where she now gets to watch it play out so she can learn it indirectly now. So why put yourself through all of that and have to go back and teach people, how to treat you and how to treat your senior partners, when you should have did it from the start. Right. So yes, please. But that might have looked like a tangent or something, but that's something that I'm just telling you right now. As we go into Project 5,000, and as you go start launching your Project 500s, you're going to need proper edification in your groups, and teach people how to edify you, and teach people what to say about you. And so there's so much to say about me. So for me, I've done a lot. And so I've actually fine-tuned it down to a little bit that I put in the leadership group for y'all. And so keep it nice, keep it sweet, keep it impactful, learn how to say more with less, and say it before that person gets on the phone. So everybody understand that part, right? All right. So even though we're not in network marketing, guys, again, remember, the things that we did in network marketing actually worked, right? And so they all parallel in other areas of our life, corporate America and your traditional companies as well. Victoria, you've been waiting patiently. Calling in from South Africa.
Hello, Mr. Bean. How are you? How's everyone? Thank you so much for this opportunity to just be a part of this, boot camp on Saturday and be a part of your leadership. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to finally chime in on a Saturday after the long trip. But I just wanted to share my wins for this past week. I attended a networking event just before I left the US, and I got some context from the event, and I started communicating with them and sharing the opportunity with the people. And I'm just working through the leads. And another win that I had this past week, I've been under the leadership of Angel. When I was there in the US, I got the opportunity to sit down with Angel and to just get a feel of how she does what she does to get the results that she has, because, success follows clues, right? And so I sat down with her, and this past week I implemented the method that she taught me to get some leads on Facebook, some recruits on Facebook. And I had the opportunity to share it with a couple of people, and some of them have been in solar before, and now they're looking into joining again. So those were good wins for me. And I really appreciate Angel for sharing that with me. And thank you so much, Mr. B. And thank you to everyone.
No problem at all. And so, guys, I'm gonna just say you, when you have culture, when you have an environment, when you have leadership, you have people come from out of the country and surprise you. When I look at Victoria, I look at the first three-way that I did with her and Idris. And I know Idris, he's a master edifier. So he's always I know anytime I get on the phone with anybody, Idris puts me on the phone with, he's already properly edified me. So she came on with the expectation to talk to somebody important. And what I did was I fulfilled her expectations based on what Idris told me. I'm not going to let Idris down. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work for him in that conversation. And so now we talked about the environment and everything we're going to do. And she's plugged in based on Idris's, advice. And so next thing you know, being a part of this culture and being a part of this environment, we had an event in California. Look who walks in the room. Right. And so it's crazy. South Africa came from South Africa to come to the event. Then you have people in the US who didn't come to the event. You have people in California who didn't come to the event. We had people from Trinidad who came to the event based on the culture. We had people from Puerto Rico who came to the event based on the culture. We had people from Dominican Republic who came to the event based on the culture. But again, it goes back to starting a person off the right way, right? The better you edify, the less you have to do. That's the thing. The bigger your ego is, the bigger your workload is. If you have a huge ego, you'll always have a job. Newsflash. So let's get that out the way right away. So, you know me, I'm a transparent person. I'm keep it real. I'm gonna just put it out there for whoever like it, and whoever can't take it. Hey, I'm sorry for you. But people who have I just watch people who have huge egos, and I'm looking at people who have huge egos in the industry. Even people who had huge egos in the industry who open up their own company. You open up your own company don't mean you're successful. It just means you open up your own company. But if you have a huge ego in your own company, at some point in time, that company will cease to exist because nobody wants to work with you and build with you. Right? So I came in here and this company with no ego, and I was working with people who had no ego, people who were extremely flexible. Now, like I said, man, he's just sitting at the table and he'll tell you firsthand, they were asking me questions, like, what would you do, if you were in a scenario? And he'll tell you like that it's just they were humble, they were open, and they were taking the advice that I was giving them and ideas and saying, okay, we'll implement that right away. Okay, could you run that for us? And so I can work with people like that. And I'm growing their company, right? But if they would have hit me up with some, well, now we're gonna do everything our way. All right, well, cool. I'm gonna keep on doing my thing. And then you get to miss this money because your ego. Because they would have missed the money. You know what I'm saying? They would have missed the money. Don't get it twisted. They would have made a lot of solar money, but there wasn't gonna be no residuals here. So me, big ego, no money. If I have an ego and I'm talking to your people, you have no money. If you notice when I talk to your people, I'm like the late great Stuart Scott say, I'm cool as the other side of the pillow. I don't get emotional because your money don't make me emotional. Your ability to do something when you come in here don't make me emotional. What makes me emotional is when you come to this company, walk across the stage and get them checks like Idris. You know what I'm saying? That's like my guy got checks, man. He ain't just get reward, he got checks. Then you got people who like Angel, build a 1,000, the only one on the board. Come on, man. That gets you emotional. You know what I'm saying? Then you see somebody, she got in her group, Julie, right behind her, build a 500. So out of the 7 or 8 people that they had as builders, whatever, build a 500, 1,000, they got 2 or 3 of them, right? And that's when you know for a fact that they didn't know. Because again, if they knew everybody who's above me, all they had to do is put 10 people on the other side and they would have been build a 500, every last one of them. If they put 25 people on the other side, they would have been built a 1,000. That's how they don't know, right? And it's just ignorance. That's all it is. Ignorance just means that you don't know and you hadn't been taught. But now once you know better, you have to do better. So that's why for me, I don't the big head stuff, I don't do the ego thing. I just do my thing because this is the other thing you got to understand, guys. Right now, you're branding. Some of you are ruining your branding right now. And I'm not talking about your logos. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about how people see you, like how you show up, right? How you show up in business. Like if I launch, if I launch a company and I come into a company, let me say I come into a company and I do a whole lot of nothing, don't matter how I drink, how I dress or how I speak, what my background is, my brand is God does nothing, right? All talk and no action, right? And so, but if I come in and I go out here and I crush it, that's my brand, that's my branding, right? That's how people identify with me. Because if you think about it, in an initial direct sales network marketing, you go out to people who have branding that says recruit a lot of people, got big teams, made a lot of money, right? Was VP of sales of this company, right? That's their branding. Was a diamond, was a blue diamond, was a platinum, was a whatever it was, right? And so had, these many people made this much money. That's their branding. Your resume is your branding, not just how you carry yourself, but how you train, how you present, stuff like that. But your resume is your branding. And so now it's time for you to pay more attention to enhancing your branding. So, oh, this is a person who sells, 5 to 10, installs a month. That's their branding. Person does 10 to 15 a month. That's their branding. Person who sells 15, 25 water systems a month. That's their branding. So you got to figure out what your branding is going to be, what you are now about to make your branding. How are you about to define yourself to the world? So when you go on social media and everybody who's in the company, and they will be on your Facebook post because they always are, right? Man, Idris, great clothes, and you're putting up your pictures, Jabari, man, great sale, and you're putting up your pictures, whatever, and they come on and endorsing you, because those people who are in the company, when they see you have a really good brand, they become, the voice for the people who didn't join you, the voice of the people who didn't believe in you. As when my wife wrote that post about going VP, I've been leadership development officer for the company. But when they turned around and made it official, it was all gloves off. Because the people who left me for dead, they got a chance to see that, right? And then they got a chance to see the 330 posts that come, 330 comments on the chat. Then they got a chance to see the 200 plus likes or whatever. They saw, dude ain't dead, right? It's the exact opposite. He's come alive, and now we can't do nothing about it. He's in a whole nother company. We have no control over his situation. And now they about to expose it. That's my branding. We about to get it in. We about to do so much damage in a good way. It's about to be a big problem for a bunch of people. Because I'm not here to say the industry of network marketing. I care less about the industry of network marketing. The only thing I care about are people who are in this company that believe in us and as a company. That's who I care about. I want to save their lives. Damn the industry, the network marketing. That's not my vision. Okay. You can't say this industry is beyond saving. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's about saving the people who believe in you, your vision, because the industry is going to do what it's going to do. And I can just say the industry has done a lot of bad to a lot of people, even though it's helped a lot. And so this company, this high ticket sales company right here is the only thing I care about in the world of business. People who are in it, that's who my focus is. I'm not here for the cliche. I'm here for the payday. It's time for us to get the bag and keep the bag and control the bag, right? Control the flow of the bag, the direction of the bag. That's what we're here for. All right. And so you get your branding right because you're gonna need it. You don't want to be in this group and not be known for something. Because when Project 5,000 kick off, you start seeing all these Builder 500s or Builder 1,000s, Builder 2,000s, and directors and executive directors. Well, you better have a brand, because I'm gonna tell you there's an ill effect to that too. Because people who have low self-esteem, when that happens, and you're not a part of it, then it makes you go and hide. You duck off, right? It blows you out of the business. Okay. But for people who have no ego and it happens to them, they start using the stories, right? And so, you know what, they start celebrating everybody else who's winning, and then they catch up, right? So, but you want to be the reason why people are winning in your group. Therefore, you be a part of the reason why people are winning in the company. So, but appreciate you. Thank you very much, Victoria. Sabrina, what's up, Bree? Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. You and Mrs. Bean and Angel are top dogs. You're top dogs. And I say that because I've never been in a position where leadership cared. And in this place where we are right now, with you giving us access to Grant Cardone and not making us pay for it, the leads, the mentorship, the wisdom, the outpouring that you give us is phenomenal. The biggest thing for us this week, thanks to Kyrie, he got everybody fired off with the Facebook post. Eddie posted on his page. He's actually made a lot of connections, people that he's lost contact with. Apparently, they were keeping up with him. And so that was awesome. We did get a builder, Mr. Henry Haley. He's on the line today. He signed up yesterday. It's awesome. We also got my son signed up as an affiliate listening to your video. So I'm getting him on board and getting it wrapped around his head from being an employee to owning his own business. So it's a mindset thing, right? Take it one step at a time. He's also gone, Eddie does a lot of networking. He's taken after Angel, and he goes to networking all the time. And he actually, the other day was able to connect with a gentleman who's a real estate recruiter. He recruit realtors and he trains them. And so Eddie had a meeting with him yesterday and he was like, man, I need you to come in. I need you to introduce this to my agents when they come through the door so that they'll know what they have access to as realtors to put it in their back pocket. So we're setting that up in a couple of weeks. Both of the partners won't be there next week. So we're following up in 2 weeks. So we'll definitely keep you connected, and it's just been phenomenal just coming back from LA. And not only from LA, I think Angel imparted in us before we left to run, but coming back from LA, it's just been nonstop. And we're loving it. We're loving it. We're looking forward to the results. So I've had the people that went to LA with us, the teammates that went, they've already committed to literally being minimum 500 builders by October. So that commitment is in. I've already told Angel I'm on her tail. I am on her tail. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we're just excited over here and we're just grateful for you guys.
No problem. No problem. And I'm going to say that's one, first of all, congratulations on just being, again, just humble people. Like I said, one thing that I do know about you and Eddie, you both have had a measurable level of success in what you do for a living. And for you to come on in here and just be humble and just be a student and start this growth process and this learning process that you guys have been through, it really has shown. And like I said, I appreciate it. It's refreshing to see grown people come in and do grown things. And so I appreciate that. And so Saturday, like I said, well, not Saturday, but Houston, I want to find a contingency of Houston. I think I'm gonna get with the Houston people and see what we can do about having a meeting, once every other week, something like that. And for starters, presentation wise, so we can have something, because once we get something started in the market, it's gonna be a problem. It really is. And so now when we start doing events, and it'd be a weekend event, you can have people come in from San Antonio and Dallas. And then the people who coming in from San Antonio and Dallas, they bring people in. And then when they bring people in, they go back to work. And then when they go back to work, I go to San Antonio and Dallas, right? So, but we are going to have a meeting of Houston people. And I actually meant to put a post in the group, the big group, the company's group about Houston and Dallas and Texas, Dallas and Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin as well. So I appreciate that. So another thing about the events, like Angie said, run before the event. Most people don't run until they have a reason to run. They don't have foresight. They don't have an understanding. And so when you have a person who waits to run and a person who actually runs before the event, what happens is now this person has nobody to come back and report to. This person has a whole entire list of people that they've exposed, and some people who they actually got started, and some people who actually went to the event with them because they were running. So when they come back from the event, this person's coming back from scratch. They're starting to talk to everybody about all 100% new information. They're throwing up all over people because they're super excited, right? And this person is coming back, with a couple of people who went with them that wasn't in their group, and coming back and talk to some people in their group that did not go, and then coming back into report to people who did not make a decision about joining them before they went. And so now, oh, by the way, since I got back, water, oh, it's going to be bigger than I thought. And then we have Ripple, and so really, okay, all right. Well, we on next call. Oh yeah, we got a call on Saturday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. Our senior partner, VP of the company, he's going to be doing that call. You need to jump on that. Boom. They got a reason to get on the call, right? Because you gave them a reason. You put them on notice, right? And so you'll hear me say this a couple different ways. I've said the same message about 4 different ways because I've had 4 different opportunities to say it from different perspectives, so somebody can get it. It's all about massive exposure. It's not about anything else. It's about massive exposure, and because like I said, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, right? When you actually doing it, and you start winning, that winning is your makeup. That's your when you man, you know what? I come back to you humbled, Landon, man, my bad. I was so excited about this thing. I knew we had our hands on something. I just didn't know how to articulate it to you. But man, let me share with you what's going on now. Okay. Let me share with you what I do understand to be true. Matter of fact, right now I'm at 5 figures a month right now. And let me show you how I got there. Oh, right now, man, I'm at $2,000 a month. Right now, residual income, and I've only been in the company 3 months. Right. Let me show you how I did that right now. And so now you can come back and apologize, right, with humility and all transparency, and then give that person the right information after you start them off with the wrong information, right? And so that's that get back. But go and again, massive action, massive exposure, massive exposure, massive exposure. Philip, and then let's see here. It's not. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is after Philip, we'll take any questions that we may have, and then we'll put a bow on it a little bit early today because I have a 10 o'clock call I have to do, and I have to make sure we get out the gate, and because we're running now, we're running. All right, Philip.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Mr. Bean, your leadership and your firmness and sternness, and I appreciate that. That's motivational, and this is one of these meetings that or Saturday meetings, and one of those scenarios in general is just speechless. I don't have any words to say. Basically, it's going back to earlier. You can have too many chiefs and not too many chiefs and not enough Indians. And glad that I myself, I don't have anything to show really. I mean, but success is great, and I'm learning that also. Just basically seeing the success of everyone, and I don't have anything fancy or anything to say that I came in with, but I'm actually grateful to be a part of a team and to be a part of this industry. Your humbleness, JC Rango and Mr. Navarro, great opportunity. And I'm just, that's pretty much what I need, to become, when I need to become. And God put this in my hands. I have no doubt about that. But basically, I'm since I've come from the LA event, I'm just so fired up and posting on Facebook. Y'all probably already seen. I'm just basically posting, things, what we're doing, the new products, and motivated about it. I'm still knocking on doors, but I'm gonna do that once or twice a month, but I'm pulling back more on it because you said it earlier. Knocking on doors, I'm getting, just because it's simple, I'm getting better at it, but I'm not the type to do that. I mean, I can become that type, but I don't want to be something that I'm not, but I'm still going to do it to get my information out. But you specialize in what you're good in. And, this week was, well-oriented for me. I got 2 affiliates from my job again, the technician that I speak to at work in the security company I work for. And Actually signed him up instantly over the phone. That he was on the phone. I'm learning how to bring the conversation into business that I'm already doing, and I'm just relaxed about it. I'm not jittery or I get excited about things, but I'm learning how to be calm and calm and collective, as Earl Nightingale says. Just be calm and sure, don't and basically so. Just say, hey, if you're interested in making an extra $1,000 a month, what you got? And I was like, well, I got this program, solar company that I'm with. And I was like, basically, if you know anybody that wants to go solar, we pay you up to $1,000 and then sign me up, signed up right then and there. My mom may actually want to go solar. She's thinking about it, what I need to do. I was like, I just need to get a copy of a bill. And I spoke to the next guy, same thing. I'm supposed to be calling him later on today, two of them actually. And then I got another lady in California. Um, she told me to get back with her in September 5th, September 6th. She didn't respond yet, Thursday and Friday, but I'm going to follow up with her. I'm learning how to reach back out. I talked to Idris about it already. I plan on doing one in Wisconsin today about the homeowner in Wisconsin that I spoke to at work. So hopefully I can get a deal out of that and help them. I'm actually learning how to articulate and learning how to learning how to put in the effort. I can get the bills, that's easy, but it's learning how to articulate and let the mentors do it. I'm learning how to actually um, if I submit it over to the mentor, I just submit it over and I let them do the appointment. At one time, it was like I want to be on every meeting, on every appointment, but it's like I don't. It's not me. I'm submitting it over to the mentor. So when I submit the deal over to them, let them handle it, and and see what comes out of it, because that's what it's for, and learn from them how to do it. But basically, subs is what I really want to aim for. That's the goal. Since you instilled that in me when I was down there. Appreciate Landon. I appreciate our call there, and I'm really looking forward. See, I pretty much, I think for sure, I have no doubt that I would make a game change in that. I mean, I really want to get used to using that software, because I know that if I can get that, if I can actually learn that process of how to market the products online, Facebook, Instagram, I can get builders off of that. That's the goal. I want to. So, in a nutshell, I appreciate this opportunity. I'm just going to continue to do what I do. For solar, it's not the only thing. I want water. My consultation, I did that with my own home. I'm not ready to go for it yet, but after speaking to Overy, and it was very intriguing. And you just don't want to put your eggs in one basket. Water and security, and that security, I definitely looking forward to that. I'm already marketing. I talked to my uncle about it in the Philippines, and he said, as soon as we get the website up, he said, tell me about it. Got family in Philippines. He's, like I say, he's a marketer, so that would be a game changer in itself. I mean, probably can get a lot of people going Ripple secured out there. So we'll see how that works. But appreciate you, Mr. Bean.
So, and a couple of things. Well, first of all, as a matter of fact, Landon just said in the chats that I was, the first thing I'm going to talk about is what you say when you say to yourself, and so everybody take if out of your vocabulary. Okay, take try out of your vocabulary. I want to get specific today because there's a book you say hung by the tongue, right? And a lot of us say words that once we plant a seed, we also dig it up at the same exact time. And so, it's not if, it's when, right? It's when. It's speaking the affirmative. So it's always when, it's always when, it's always when, it's never ever if, it's never ever maybe, right? It's always a certainty, right? And so you always got to make sure you claim it. And so when I pray, I don't say, God, give me, what I'm saying? I say, thank you for, even though I don't have it in my possession, but I have it in my expectation. So, and so for me, talking the possession, right? Talking the assurity, talking the certainty, because this dialogue, you have people who are very, very successful people, and they listen more than they talk. And because they're listening for words like if, right? They're listening to words like maybe. I can't invest money in a person who talks like that, right? You got a great concept, got a great idea. I just don't believe in you as an individual bringing me this deal, because you keep saying if, or you keep saying I'll try, or you keep saying maybe, or you keep saying I think, or you keep saying, and so guys, again, you don't know how important words are when it comes to, how positive they are, how negative they are. They do damage or they do good, one of the two. And that damage is internal and external. You pay for it on both sides. Okay. And so, and again, a lot of people do it. And so we just called it, saying again, where I can actually speak about it. That's one. The other thing is this, like I said, you hear me talk about it all the time, and you're going to hear me talk more about it than ever. Come for what you come for, right? Do what you came for. But at the same time, learn how to do business while you're here. That, because again, business again is what it is. Business evolves. Business is ever changing, right? And the only people who are secure in life are people who are great at business. And so again, I'm not a network marketer. I'm a business person who use platforms like network marketing or high ticket sales to move millions of dollars in product and service around the world so I can make millions of dollars in income. That's my identity. That's what I identify as. A business person, a professional, right? And so when you actually get in here and you're talking to people about the solar, right, that's up front, and they need something. Don't talk to people about subscriptions. Like I'm calling you, and I'm saying, hey Laura, I got these subscriptions. I want you to be on a subscription. No. It's, again, the art isn't hiding the art. The art is solar up front. Give them what they want. Big ticket, very, very big income, very big returns. Water, if you don't like solar, we got that too. They can come for water, they can sell as much water as they want. And then Ripple is coming around the corner, so they'll be able to do that. But until they do that, they can do ADT and Brinks, whatever they want to do. Let them come for what they can come for, but help them understand what it is when they get here. All right. That's very, very important. And so, and then lastly, every deal that you set up when it comes to solar presentations, you want to be at every one of those deals if you can be there, right? Because that's how you learn, right? That's how because every deal is different. Every deal is different, right? Idris, has every deal been the same that you've ever done? You've done a lot.
Not at all.
None of them. Because they all done by different people, right? And done with different situations, different energy levels, different houses, different structures, different everything. And it's a learning process. That's your education. That's your university. Okay. Idris or I saw Dennis Dennis is on here. Dennis whoever's the mentor, that's your university, right? That's your college course. Right. And so, and ask the person who's doing it if you really are serious about learning it to record it for you and send it to you. Okay. And so that way you can learn it. Like I literally, there are things like I have recordings from Hans, I have recordings from Idris, I have recordings from JC, I have different recordings from different people, and I'm learning, from different people who've done deals with me or for me in the team. So again, I'm always continuing my education on solar, okay, but my main focus is on building. So I came in to build, you came in for solar, and some people are gonna come in for water. Come in for what you come in for, but always be in business. Now, get out of solar and get into business. Okay, do solar, right? And do solar on a high level, but get in business. There's a difference between a person who sells solar for a company and a person who has a company that sells solar. I have a company that sells solar, right? That's how I see it. I have a company that sells water. I get to sell it too, but I have a company that sells water. Okay. I'm not a salesperson who sells Ripple. I have a company that sells Ripple. And that's about ownership. When you talk about, being a shareholder, right? When we talk about that 2%, that profit pool of everything that's being sold, and they take that all those profits, they put that in that pot, and then they say, okay, it's only 2 of y'all, it's only 10 of y'all, it's only 20 of y'all, however many it is. I want my piece. I want my portion of that pie, right? My profit sharing. I want my ownership, you know. And so again, when you go out here and you build it like you own it, you do at some point. When you start getting that 5%, that national director, that 5% pie, that pool is big. That pool is big. The people in it is not. The number is not of people who are in it because they still in solar. They're not in business. People who are in business, they're part of the pool. The people in solar, they get paid, but they're not a part of the business. They're not. They don't have ownership. Go back to again when you look at Amazon and you got Amazon Prime. You never thought about that man residual income. You didn't. Not one time. You thought about free shipping. You thought about same day arrival. Who said? Say it again. See, this is business. See, get out of solar, get into business. Not one of y'all thought about that man residual income. Not one of y'all thought about Netflix residual income. You just thought about everything was about to provide for you during COVID. You can't go outside and you stuck in the house with somebody that you start not to like, and you need to have something that you can take your mind off of on your phone, on your iPad, or on a TV in another room. Netflix saved me. That's all you thought about. You did not think about those people residual income. Not one time. They thought about it because they was in business. You were in entertainment. Okay? Bezos is in business, using, efficiency and convenience. Right? Stop being a consumer and be a business person. When you stop being a consumer, you start being a business person, you sell more solar. You sell more water. You sell more Ripple. And oh, by the way, you sell more subscriptions. I'm just a businessman. This is the only way I know how to talk. And so I'm just telling you, this is how I think, this is how I talk, this is how I live, this is why I can't lose. Period. You gotta put yourself in that mindset as we wrap up and understand where you at this moment. And because you're gonna see some people come through here and they're not even in the company yet. They're gonna come in here and they're gonna do business. They're gonna take care of business and they're gonna take care of market share. And make sure it's not yours. Make sure you got yours on lock. Make sure you got your position and your ownership, and make sure you're dominating already before they show up. All right. So, any questions before we get out of any questions? Any coaching? I need advice needed before we. I'll take. I'll take about 2 questions and then we'll wrap up.
I do have a quick question about water.
Okay.
Should we go ahead and schedule our own appointments for ourselves so that we can get a figure on how that works?
I would definitely go.
At this point.
I would definitely say go, because right now, 2 things. One, you'll get a figure for how you get an idea of how it's working, and not necessarily how it's actually going to work, because they're redefining the process with every event, every meeting that they're having. But also it puts you in that it already puts you in the hopper. It already puts you in a position where you got an understanding somewhat of where they're at and where they're going. But I would definitely go ahead and make. I would definitely go ahead and put an appointment on the books. Now, if that may be changed, that may actually change too. So if some comes down a pipeline, from the company or Mrs. Bean, let me see here. Hold on one second. Let me text a friend real quick. I do know this. If you get in a consultation, it's for purchases, right? And so, like I said, as long as you're doing your consultations for purchases, just go ahead and do that. But as far as anything else, yeah, don't set anything up, because you don't want to have them double working, or you don't have them mislotting their time. If you're looking to purchase, yeah, go ahead and get your consultation so you can learn what's going on. But for training purposes, don't do that, because we have people who will do that. Actually, if you don't make that a specific thing, they'll go and make an appointment, a consultation, just to learn something, and that's not how you do it. If you don't learn it, buy it. But that's going to be great marketing for you. Also, it's going to be great for your health and great for your life. We already spent we spend a lot of money on water every month, and we have for years. And so that's why it was so easy for my wife to come on board, because she wasn't feeling solar. So that's your thing. It's with the water, it's like, you personally load up 8 5-gallon drums of water and go to Water Tree across town, like 35, 40 minutes away from the house, to go get water every month. So I know how important this is to you. You cook with the water, we drink the water. Yeah, this this is you. And so now we got her in a position where she's influential, and she's pretty much in a position where she can protect your money as well. So again, when you go out there, you build a team, guys, you have people that can be appointed, right? And that's the thing, go out there and build it big, bring in big people who are doing big things, and we can put them in big places, right? Because that's ultimately where you want to have. You always want to have somebody. It's like if they say, "Man, how did he pull it off? It was an inside job." It's always an inside job, right? If you want placing people around the company, you got them strategically placed over here and over here and over here. Yeah, it's an inside job, right? You're always a part of the plan. You're always getting the feedback, right? You always got the protection. So, but yeah, Carla, go ahead. If you bond it, go ahead and make that consultation. All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah. Got one more. Got time for one more. Any building questions? Anything that we got? All right. So what I would say, what I would suggest, guys, right now, focus on, if you haven't done so, focus on getting your ticket to the event. And once you get your ticket, screenshot it and put it in the WhatsApp group. Because we want the company to know, that you guys are going one, but we want other people in the company to start getting their tickets as well. It's not just about our group, because again, remember, the bigger the group grow, as far as the company, the more visibility we get and the more validation we get, because this is a high ticket situation that we're pitching. And I got you, Brenda. And so glad I saw your hand. So again, get your tickets. Post that you got your tickets in the big group. Also massive exposure, because if you know me, like Jabari, like I said, Jabari just got started and he's going to the event. Did a 3-way for him yesterday. Guys coming in, and I like people who he's inviting, really solid people. But he'll tell you 100% of the people I talk to them about going to the event automatically. I'm talking like I recruit to promote, because if a person is serious, and especially if he's putting me on the phone with entrepreneurs, I'm like, why would an entrepreneur want to be in a place that's going to help them make more money and get a really good understanding about what they have their hands on, and also get a really good understanding on how to sell it by the people who actually master selling it already, right? Why wouldn't they want to be there? That's a sign. Okay. That's a sign of something wrong with you, or a sign of something wrong with them, right? And so again, I'm letting everybody know, hey, look, if it was something that I knew for a fact that you could do to put your business, 12 to 18 months ahead of where it's going to be, what you want me to tell you? Or if I knew you can do something that'll help you get to 5 figures a whole lot faster, maybe in half the time, in 3 to 6 months, what you want me to tell you? Yeah, you would be at the event that we're having right now. Mentor Factory is going to be exactly where you need to be. We got people going to be training us on how to sell solar on a high level, how to be a mentor on a high level, how to sell water on a high level, how to be a water mentor on a high level, how to sell Ripple on a high level, and also how to do business on a high level. Because I'm gonna tell you, I can't be outdone. I'm working on my training already. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be about that money. So I get to build on structure. I get to build on building your fortress, your financial fortress, when it comes to subs and everything else in between. I get to show people how to actually build this thing all the way out. And so y'all are getting like snippets and stuff like that on the way. Y'all have been getting this type of training for a long time. So yeah, this ain't gonna be nothing new for y'all. But it's gonna be next level for everybody else though, for sure. All right, Brenda, take us home. What you got?
I just wanted to mention, well, thank you for everything, sir. It was an amazing call today. Glad to see everybody. Just want to mention something about the water call, because I had mine, and I guess a lot of people were expecting like a training, and no, it's just I just want to make it clear. It's, go in there if you're gonna buy the water filtration system. Just go in there and ask your questions. There's 3 options that you can get, but it's not a training. And I just want to tell everybody, on the water filters aspect, I've been talking to people, and I know a lot of people want to know the ins and outs of everything. All I've been talking about is that presentation that I saw with the Coke and how the water came clear. I have already people lined up from Mexico that are coming in, but I also have 2 new builders that are coming in hopefully this week weekend, just from that talk. I mean, I didn't have to know about water. I didn't have to, I just showed them the video, and I'm like, look, this is what it does. I mean, I can't explain to you any better. You know, you put the cook in there, it's gonna clear out, and I can't wait until I have it. They want to do that too. They're all excited about it. So when you go in there, just make sure you go in there with your questions about your home, you know, what type of system you have, the hookups and all that. But make sure you take a picture of the top of your sink and then the bottom. I mean, just the top, then they'll be able to go from there. But don't go in there asking, you know, all kinds of questions and stuff like that. We'll get, I mean, the company eventually is going to get there to do all the training for us, but it sells itself. So I just want to clear that you know it is a consultation. So if you are going to buy and you know you're going to buy, schedule the call, but don't schedule a call to go in there and you know it's not for training. So
right. I appreciate that, and like I said, we'll get with your guy as well. You know, who we talking to out of Denver. We got to you
oh
know
yeah,
follow up with him.
I'm very excited about that. I just want to tell the team we had a three-way call. Mr. Bean, just to, you know, I have no words for him. He's my rocket. We're gonna get up there to space, to everywhere. We had a three-way call with Barry Overton, who is, you know, a real estate agent. I did not know. I knew he had a lot of you know, agents under him, but I had no idea he has about 100 agents under him that he's working with right now. And you know, I just went in there. I had been after him for a while since the business started. I didn't give up on him. Came back from the launch that we had, and I reached out to him, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to all these big fish, big sharks for me, because I kept them on the list that I didn't want to call. But he was very excited to, you know, talk to. Of course, Mr. Bean took it all the way, and I just stood quiet, and it was like, oh my God, these conversations are worth millions. You know, just understanding where the level where we have to get and how we have to talk to these people, but don't give up on those people. You know, I want to thank you very much, Mr. Bean, because he's very excited. He reached out to me yesterday. He did say he's gonna make a decision this week, and he's already pretty much in. He's just gonna make it to where, you know, where it's gonna work for him. But I'm very excited about that, and I thank you, you know, from the bottom of my heart, because without you, I would have never done it. So I'm learning. I'm trying to just stay quiet, and you know, thank you again for everything you've done.
And that's the thing, guys. When you are plugging in, when you are actually working the system, you're building, you're doing your thing, and you're doing everything that we actually do. There's a certain level of favor that comes with that. There's a certain level of service that comes with that. And so Brenda didn't have to do anything, you know, at all, you know. And so we did the three-way lifeline because she'd already did the exposure, and we did the three-way, and great call, business call. And once the business call was over with, you know, I actually continued to be in communication with him, and she didn't have to. And so I updated her on how it was growing. And it's the same thing with Jabari. Like, I have a relationship with Jabari, right? And you know, and so, but I didn't sponsor Jabari, right? Raphael did. And so Raphael was doing his thing in insurance, and Raphael was doing his thing with inviting. And me and Jabari, we have a relationship. And so me and Jabari, we're growing, and we're communicating, and we're about to launch his business. And now it gives, you know, Raphael opportunity to go and build in other places. It gives, you know, Brenda opportunity to go and build in other places. But I'm reporting back to people, right? You got high quality people, you know, I'm going to be hands-on, because if you're not in a position where you can launch a person and give people proper instructions and proper support, they're not going to join you unless they know that you're tied to somebody who can. And so for me, again, it's all about support to the people who are actually serving, the people who are out there grinding, the people who believe in the system and do what they're supposed to be doing. That's what leadership does. So when you bring in high level people to the table, guys, the support is here for you. You know, we're gonna make sure we work with those individuals, keep you in the loop, and you can be a part of everything that's going on. But just know that you can now really breathe again with those individuals. You can watch it happen, you can learn from it, and you can support. And we teach you how to do that all the way through. And so, guys, we're wrapping up, and so we're about to transition to another call. And so, for those of you who are again on the Solar Saturdays, training. We're gonna rename it because again, we're not solar anymore. We're business, and so we're gonna rename it, reframe it. But same week, same day, same time, every Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, guys. That's where we come in and to make it happen. So if you're a part of the next call, go ahead and stay on. I see you guys are already joining. And if you're not, guys, we'll see you guys at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time at the Project 5000 launch. Take this time from this 10 o'clock hour right here to that 12 o'clock hour. Don't stop inviting. Let everybody know what's going on and what we're about to do. We had 60 people on the lunch call on Thursday. That was it Wednesday night. And so let's make sure we go and get that number to 100. 100. Kyrie said I invited 60. That's what I'm talking. We had 60 on the call on Wednesday. Kyrie invited 60. So, because we want them to just see it. Let them make a decision. Whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna do. And for the ones who get started with us, they're gonna deal with us. And ones who don't, they'll watch and then they'll get started later. It's like you basically eating that old candy, now or later. You're gonna pay me now, you're gonna pay me later. You're gonna join me now, you're gonna join me later. But we are undeniable, and this is one of those rejection-proof projects, guys. So people looking for an answer, we got it. So, all right, guys, see you guys at 12 o'clock and talk soon.
Thank you, Mr. Bean. Thank everyone for their wins. I appreciate it.
All right,
Blessings.
all right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Bean. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
you
everybody.
12.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Bean.